makes a good podcast is absolutely great conversations that allow each other to sort of, free flow. And I think we've set the context even prior to setting this recording. Suren's given us the opportunity to say, keep it raw, keep it as is. So I am really happy to be here. I think all the stars and all the aspects of time have aligned for us to meet here today. So welcome once again to the Changepreneurs podcast. We love to bring stories of people, of experiences that make a change, that spark conversations, that spark change. And Suren, lovely to have you with us. It's a graceful honor for all of us to have you. And Satish was sharing that you were on the list, the number three on the list. It took us quite some time for us to come and meet and all things to happen. So once again, gracefully welcoming you to us and to all our listeners, to all our viewers. So this space is going to be charged now in terms of the aspect of where this moves. And NLP has been for me a very interesting space. Just formally introducing Suren to all of you. The beautifully well dressed, well graced gentleman on the other side, smiling and full of joy. With a great library on the behind. So he is an international ambassador for NLP in India with ANLP, which I read as the American NLP of sorts. He's a master trainer. He's somebody who has worked with multiple leaders and is on a mission to make leaders embrace NLP and from that make change, make the world a better place. Suren, that's a very formal introduction. I would love to hear who you are, if you are introducing yourself beyond these certifications, beyond roles and responsibilities that life has given you.
First of all, thank you very much, Sunil, for this great start. And I'm really grateful to Satish for actually making this happen, because it was he who initiated, and he spoke with me, and it just happened. And I got to know about Inayat and you, that you will be the host. And I'm really charged up for this entire podcast to looking for some amazing questions from you. And coming with the first question of introduction, I come from a place which is a place for a lot of people, which is where people look for tourism, which is Goa, right?
Lovely.
So when it comes to Goa, and when I speak about Neuro-Linguistic Programming, my headquarters in Goa, my training program happened last 13 years. I've been teaching NLP in Goa, and when my students come to Goa and they tell their family, we're going to Goa for the training program, nobody believes, because Goa has a different vibe, Goa has a different picture. But yes,
Yeah.
I belong to this place. My forefathers are from Goa. Both the grandfathers were freedom fighter. My maternal grandfather was actually a satyagrahi, and he actually was a freedom fighter. Where we got the freedom in 1961 from Portuguese, and when the first assembly was formed, he was one of the first MLA in the assembly. And
Wow.
he was more into education, more into academics, where we all were inspired by his life, where he founded 32 schools in Goa. My sister is a school teacher. My aunt is a school teacher. Most of the people in my family are school teachers. I'm the first school dropout from my family. And this is how my journey started. And I always used to think, I don't know what about my career in my earlier childhood days, but I was always fascinated about life. And this is where I was looking forward how I can grow in my life in spite of having my own challenges. And I discovered a lot of things in my life. And then I realized that it's the meaning you give to your life becomes your life, right? And this is where I started my career in Neuro-Linguistic Programming in 2012. I was blessed to have my first NLP mentor, late Dr. David Lincoln. He was in Goa, and I got to train from him. And from 2014 to 2018, I assisted him across India. This is how my journey in NLP started. And then I got some amazing mentors like Robert Smith, Liz Bailey, who actually mentored me. And then with their guidance, I became India's first Master Trainer of Neuro-Linguistic Programming with American Board of NLP. And this is how my career started. And when it comes to, as you say, beyond your certificate, beyond title, who are you? I like to live a very simple life. being in Goa, we call it Sushega. It's a Portuguese word. Sushega is a Portuguese word. You just relax. When I don't do training, I'm very relaxed. I'm into that Sushega. I like to read a lot of books. I'm a bookworm. In the last 15 years, I've read 1,000+ books. This is one of my small libraries, by the way. People come in my headquarters in Goa, they see my actual library. So where I like reading books, I like spending time with quality people. I believe
Mm-hmm.
that we got the freedom from different things, but we have not got the freedom from our mind, the thoughts which we are holding. And I've always been curious how we can help people, no matter who you are, making people aware of who they are, and igniting the spark within them. So I'm more about transformer. I believe I am a transformer, and I can go and help people so that they become a transformer. So this is something beyond my certification, I will say.
Wow, fascinating. I think I love that story where you started off from, this how it all began and how, this first
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
school dropout story. I was like, wow, we are in for
But
a good
but
one.
I have a question here. But what I'm curious to know is that how did you get introduced to the subject and what interested you to pursuing NLP? Like, tell us a little bit before NLP and your introduction to it.
Good question, Inayat, because there is a story behind this story. So
Okay.
this was year 2012 when I was introduced to Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Before that, I was doing more about, motivational talks, a general motivational talk. I was not like a
Mm-hmm.
motivational speaker, but pursuing
Mhm.
motivational speaker. And I used to read a lot of books of Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and I started reading books. And while reading books, I got to know most of the people who are successful, somehow they are pursuing NLP. They have learned NLP. My
Mm-hmm.
first inspiration in this industry was Anthony Robbins, who is called as Tony Robbins, and
Yeah.
he started his journey almost 40 years back with neuro-linguistic programming. And this is where I
Mm-hmm.
thought, there is something called as NLP. And my
Okay.
concern was I did not know the concept. I thought to be an NLP expert or practitioner, you should be at least a psychologist or something like that, because the term is like a
Mm-hmm.
neuro-linguistic programming. And when I met my first mentor, he asked me one question, Suren, why are you here? Why you want to learn NLP? I said, I don't know. Uh, my background is I'm a school dropout. Uh, Only thing I want to know is I want to grow in my life. I don't know what will happen with this. He said, you have a mind, but do you know how to use it? I said, I don't know. I would like to explore.
Wow.
And then that is that, come and just join. And in October 2012, I just joined just to explore, because I had a lot of inferiority complex, in my childhood days,
Mm-hmm.
growing up, school days, lot of challenges. My father struggled with mental health issues. So looking at my father and the surrounding, and when I see my father now, he was more of a spiritual, he was following the works of Swami Vivekananda and a lot of other things. And but people were not understanding what is mental health, and that was the problem from the village where he belongs to. And this is where I was always thinking, how my father has struggled in his life. And I thought at that time, if I help myself with NLP, just for me, I can take care of me. That is how it started, not as a career. It just started how I can learn NLP, as Dr. David Lincoln told me, learn how to take care of your mind. That's it. And it started for the first year for me, my own inferiority complex. I had a lot of challenges within me, but I discovered. And after that, I realized if it has helped me to come out of my different challenges, which I felt at that time impossible, then I thought, why not take it as a career and help many people who are struggling in their life, who need this tool. And then somehow it just happened. I don't know how it happened. It became my career. I became the ambassador of NLP for India. I don't know. I never thought about it. It just happened. And I always believe in law of attraction, people speak about, you attract what you want. I
Mm-hmm.
personally feel you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. That's it. And it just happened.
Yeah. So coming back to the fact that you were facing challenges and you had certain complexes, would you tell us a little bit more about that? So then how NLP helped you get over those things and a little bit about NLP, what exactly it is.
Yeah. So yes, the first question is, what was there where NLP has helped me, especially the inferiority.
What were your challenges? Yeah.
Yeah,
What were your
challenge.
personal challenges that you had to get over?
Yeah, the personal challenges. As I told you, I was a school dropout, and those were the days.
Mm-hmm.
I never participated in any stage performances because I believed I'm an introvert, strong introvert. I had very limited friends. So the first challenge was how to overcome the fear of speaking to people, how to overcome the fear of speaking on the stage. That was my first challenge, which was for me because I knew something is there, but I don't know how to overcome. And that was a phobia for me. And with NLP, first thing I overcome was my communication skills, my stage performance. And you know what, when I actually started talking about NLP and started my journey in NLP, people were complimenting me. You are excellent in your training style, body language. I realized that it was all unconsciously happening with me. So because the main challenge for me was my self-belief, that can I do this? There was a self-belief, can I do this? And with that self-belief, there was a limiting identity that I don't deserve it. Because for me, my language was, to be a stage performer, you should be someone. That was my limiting belief earlier. But NLP changed the way I was thinking, that to be someone, you can create that if you want. And I started actually practicing this through NLP, and it actually helped me to change the way I'm thinking, the way I speak to people, my communication skills, and then my stage performance. So it all started with all these three challenges which I was actually facing in my life. And with that, what happened with NLP? So as we know, NLP is all about Neuro-Linguistic Programming. The technical definition of NLP in simple language for the audience is the language of your mind. How the mind understand. I always give a metaphor of Aladdin and Genie. We know this Aladdin and Genie story. Aladdin, whatever he wants, he can ask Genie and Genie will give, right? So Genie is a mind and we are Aladdin. Unfortunately, we are not trained what to ask. NLP is a tool which actually programs you and also reprogram some of the unwanted beliefs you have. It helps you to change them. Some of the unwanted behaviors, unwanted patterns you have, it helps to reprogram. This is exactly happened with me. So I became the Aladdin with NLP, where I realized I can change my belief. So the genie is the mind, and we are the Aladdin. And first thing, NLP helped me to become the Aladdin. And as a Aladdin, NLP helps you to first to change the programming which you carry, your all beliefs, all unwanted thoughts, unwanted behaviors. And NLP helps you to reprogram. This is exactly what happened with me. And this is exactly what happened when people learn NLP. So you learn what to ask, how to communicate with your mind, and get the thing done. So one of the thing in NLP we say is elicitation. So like we know the installation, we install things. We tell people you should do this, you should do that. But in NLP, believe that everything what you want is within you. It's all about how you ask. Elicitation is all about taking the information, going in and taking the information out. So in NLP, we teach you how to ask powerful questions, nothing else. We just teach you how to ask powerful questions, and you discover yourself in through those powerful questions. And this is what exactly happened with me.
Awesome. Very interesting because you said something called practicing NLP, right? So that was something that really caught my attention. So it's not just you rub the genie or rub the lamp once; it has to be done over and over again.
Yes.
And that's how it becomes a space of communicating with your own mind. And I think we are in a space where I think our communication with the internal world is a very complicated process, or sometimes we don't know the process of communicating internal. So if you were to explain NLP to a 10-year-old kid, apart from the genie bit, would there be any other definition that makes it easier for somebody to understand that?
Absolutely. Like think about this, how we speak to ourselves. Most of the time we speak about what we don't want. We tell, I don't want this. I don't want to be nervous. I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to lose certain things in my life. So the more we say, I don't want, we attract that. For example, if I tell you guys, please do not think about a pink color elephant. Not to think about
that's one of the things that you think about.
Yeah. So not to think about a pink color elephant, you have to think about the pink color elephant. So this is how NLP is. So if you communicate with yourself with what I don't want, you will actually create that. So here NLP actually shows you how to speak, how to communicate, how to have a clean language.
Oh, fantastic! Now that's a beautiful space. A pink elephant. Most of us would have gone through that, and every time we still, do the same thing. So,
Yes.
I was telling myself, saying, I know Suren will tell pink elephant or something pink or something black. I could not think about it, but then it just went there. Autopilot went there.
Yeah,
So,
there is a statement where your attention goes, your energy flows. So
Exactly.
it's all about that.
Absolutely.
So what I'm curious to know, so basically, is it also about if you're talking about NLP, is it like the law of attraction, like how you need to feel about yourself and saying the right words, statements, on things like is it similar? Is it the same thing or it's different?
Everything is connected. We term that as NLP, law of attraction, quantum physics. There are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, everything is an energy science in a simple language.
mm,
When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
law
Mm-hmm.
of attraction is all about matching the frequencies. How you match the frequency, how you
Mm-hmm.
attract that thing. How NLP
Mm-hmm.
and law of attraction is connected is NLP works on linguistics. Lot of people have
Okay.
misconception that NLP is a mind training. First of all, let me be very clear here. NLP is not a mind training. There are a lot of mind training like subconscious mind reprogramming, and there are a lot of. And in fact, the one of the powerful book is from the Joseph Murphy is The Power of Subconscious Mind. People know what is mind,
Mm-hmm.
know what is conscious mind. NLP is a language training. It's a linguistic training. It's all about how to train your language. And
Okay.
when you learn how to change the way you think through language, you can manifest anything. So in the law of attraction, because we have lot of law of attraction coaches who come and learn NLP, and
Mm-hmm.
they tell us that the most powerful learning from NLP they get is the linguistic part, how to structure the language,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a genie. You know what to rub now, and that is how you
Yeah.
attract.
Yeah.
So NLP actually gives you the codes, the language part, and just by changing the code you can change the way you think. Like for example, I give you this example of pink color elephant. How many times we think about what not to think, right? We are not programmed what to think. So in NLP we say first thing whenever you want, even in law of attraction, is ask what you want. It's not what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of saying I don't want to be nervous, you should ask I want to be confident or I want to be calm. So NLP is more about language, and law of attraction is more about matching the frequencies. And this is where NLP helps you to change the codes, which helps you to connect with what you want to attract.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. That's interesting. So, because you stated the genie, and I think I wanted to ask that, and also because it's also your personal experience in terms of what we are tapping into. So, what were three wishes you asked for when you rubbed the genie, or when you rubbed the lamp and the genie appeared?
There were many wishes, and some of the wishes came later in my life, because I realized that I can manifest now. I realized that I can now rub the thing and ask for my wish. Yeah, the first wish for me was to have a career which gives me a self fulfillment. This was the first and the most important thing for me, Sunil and Inayak, because when I learned NLP, I realized how it is helpful and powerful. The challenge was how to convert into career, right, and help people. So that was my first wish, where it was initially by assisting Dr. David Lincoln for 5 years. I got a lot of practical experience assisting him, and then it just happened in such a way. Now I have a headquarters in Goa, which is a 100-year-old Portuguese villa surrounded by forests. And that was my second wish, by the way.
Wow.
Second wish, where in 2017, I was looking for a property, because I'm always inspired by Chanakya. I like his concept of kingmaker and the Gurukul system.
Mm-hmm.
So in my thought, it was like when I start my own training center, it should be surrounded by forest. It should be like a Gurukul system where people come, they learn. And this was exactly happened in 2019, June 2019, my second wish, which I wanted. And it was, you won't believe it is just 10 minutes away from my home. Just 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
from my home. And, it's surrounded by forest. And when people come to our center, they know the value. So that was my second wish list, training center, which is like a Gurukul system surrounded by forest. And the third thing is my authority as an NLPN. In NLP, we have the highest title, which is the Master Trainer. It's like a PhD. You can't buy the certificate because for that you need to perform. After become a trainer of NLP, you need to perform. It is minimum 5 years when I did. Now it is 3 years. So minimum 5 years of commitment is required. And my wish was to become the Master Trainer of NLP. And actually, I achieved it. In fact, I asked in such a way, universe gave me a bonus. I became the first Indian Master Trainer to achieve it with a miracle. Out of all, these are my three powerful. My own career, where I really want to make a career where I help people, which is happening. I have 1,000 case studies now. Second thing is building my own training center. And third is my title of a Master Trainer.
Wow, fascinating. So, Suren, when are you calling us to your, experience center in Goa? So, I'd love to come there.
You are most welcome. Even immediately after the podcast, you can book your ticket and come to Goa, and I'll be happy to host you. Anytime you please, guys, whenever you come to Goa, please visit our center.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's a given now. So, we've been looking for good places to do, and I think this will be on top of our list.
You know what I'm curious to know is how I know NLP is a very young subject.
Yes.
How did it actually start as a subject? Can you tell a little bit us about the history of NLP? How did it stem and how did it start? And how did people start realizing that how important the words you say, the linguistics matter, and that is that leads you to manifestation and things like that.
I think this is a very important question, Inayat, because a lot of people know what is NLP, but they don't know the history of NLP.
Yeah.
This was year 1970s when the co-founders, Dr. Richard Bandler and John Grinder, came together. Now, Dr. Richard Bandler was a mathematician. He was a computer programmer. He knew how the software worked with the coding. He was more keen to know how the human coding works. He was more keen to know. And this is where he was introduced to this professor of linguistics, John Grinder, who was an assistant professor of linguistics in Santa Cruz University. And they both came together, and those were the days. There were 3 successful therapists. The first one was Dr. Milton Erickson, who was actually the founder of Ericksonian Hypnosis, and he was also a medical doctor. Second was Virginia Satir, who was also a family therapist. And the third one was Fritz Perls, who was the founder of Gestalt therapy. So they modeled them, and it was more of a therapy. NLP started with therapy, and the birth of NLP happened in 1970s, where the first book, we call it history book of NLP, The Structure of Magic, Volume 1, was the first book. And for the first 10 years, there were a lot of improvements in NLP required because it was just a raw subject on therapy. And there were a lot of people who developed NLP after them. After the co-founders, Bandler, Grinder, there were people like Tad James, Robert Dills. They were developers. There were a lot of changes. So from therapy, in the last 50 years, it's been 50 years completion of NLP now. NLP has evolved from therapy to coaching, widely used in coaching. We have a lot of ICF coaches, like from PCC, MCC, who come and learn NLP as well. And we have other coaches as well, because NLP has a lot of value in coaching. We have medical professionals now, like doctors, who comes and learn NLP. We have a lot of students. We have a lot of entrepreneurs. So now NLP is widely used in business, sales, training, all areas of life. And now in the current situation, NLP is into the 5th generation, where we are evolving into spirituality.
How is it evolving to spirituality? I'm curious to know about that.
Yeah, so it started with therapy, then it moved to coaching, and now NLP speaks about, like we know the neuroscience is all about the brain here, but there are a lot of things happening which in spiritually we know about the chakras, how the chakras functions and all. So when I say spirituality, it's not about NLP by itself. It's the way NLP is moving into different areas. Now, lot of people, lot of developers on NLP, they are doing their more research, how the spirituality is connected with NLP. The reason is those were the time when earlier days, if we see all the different philosophies, right from Mahabharata, and we go back, we could connect a lot of language with NLP. So it's like through NLP frame, we are seeing the spirituality and making things easy for people. How the spiritual world can be even more accessible and easier. How you can connect meditation with the NLP. And this is how. You can, in fact, my last master class in UK conference this year was on Indian philosophy and yoga with NLP. So it was a 90-minute session only on spirituality, Indian philosophy, and NLP. So there's a lot of evolution is happening.
Wow, you've piqued my interest.
They are both of our interest, indeed. So, would you like to shed a little bit light on, how Indian philosophy and the Indian Eastern ways of life and NLP sort of, are together?
Yeah. So, for example, from the Western philosophy, we speak about the conscious and subconscious mind. We know two amazing psychologists. We have Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud, who spoke about the conscious mind and subconscious mind, and there are layers of mind. Whereas if we see the Eastern philosophy, especially the Indian philosophy, there are different dimension of mind. We don't term is conscious, subconscious. We speak about more of a, like for example, one mind is all about your ahankar mind, which is your ego mind, which is very important for you, right? One is your identity mind. One is actually your manifestation mind, and one is actually your conscious mind. There are different dimensions of the mind. So here, when we speak about yoga and Indian philosophy, we speak about lot of different ways of learning and understanding, which is beyond the traditional psychology. So in the Indian philosophy, if you go back and you read any of the scriptures you can go, it was something which was there always, just that we are aware now, right from the understanding of the way language used to work. So you take any of the quote from the earlier Indian philosophy and you still connect with that. It doesn't matter which religion you belong to, but you will see there is a strong connect. That is one of the reasons we are still following those scriptures. If I follow one of my favorite from the Bhagavad Gita is Karmannevadikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana. If you see only this language pattern where Sri Krishna is just telling focus on your karma and result will happen to you.
Yeah.
And if you go deeper, there is a hidden treasure. It's just about seeing from a different lens now, rather than the lens which was shown to us.
I think that this is so true. Like in the context that you're saying, that people are having this awareness now that how even the scriptures were not a religious that you had to follow blindly, but trying to understand that
Yeah.
and realizing that the entirely path is like, you have to look within.
Exactly.
Like even as coaching is a derivative from NLP, we had a discussion about that and, asking yourself the right questions. And about asking the right question, what I want to ask you is that so there are what I was going through NLP and I was doing my research on it. There are different techniques that you use to help people understand it, and there are different visualization exercises like the swish moment and the three chairs and things like that. So, but they were more of a visual setup. But as here, what you're trying to tell us is it's more about the linguistics that you use. So, can you help me understand that how those exercises and the language help to get over those fears
Absolutely.
or insecurities that people are working on?
Absolutely. So, for example, you mentioned about those techniques like swish technique or the three chairs, and there are different techniques. So, one of the thing in NLP which we call is presupposition. Presupposition means certain beliefs which we believe to be true, and NLP has many presupposition. One of the popular presupposition is the map is not the territory. Means the map is the map which we carry in our mind. So, for example, Goa. When it comes to Goa, we have a map. This is Goa, and on the map there is a territory. We follow the territory. But when you reach to Goa, it's not the actual territory which is in the paper. The reality is different from the map you have. Similarly, when we talk about NLP, people have a different perception of NLP. People map of NLP. They read NLP and they understand their way of thinking. Whereas, as you asked me how the language is connected with this, we have a structure. NLP is about the structure of your language. So what we do is swish technique, phobia cure, any technique. We have a simple steps which we follow. And we always tell our students when they come for a course, right, from practitioner or master practitioner, follow the structure, nothing else. The structure is designed in such a way that it straight away works with your neural pathways. For example, phobia cure. One of the things which made NLP popular was phobia cure. because in one session you cure your phobia. It just goes away. And I have hundreds of case studies like that. It was unbelievable for me when I first heard about it. And what through the language we do it such a way, it just straight away change the neural pathways, the way we communicate with our mind. And that is one of the reasons NLP produce quick results. It's all about understanding how mind functions. As I mentioned in the beginning, NLP is all about the manual of your mind, how the mind functions. So through all those techniques is the end result. It's the end result. The process are the structure, which is in the language part. And it's all about how you ask, your tonality, your voice. You can't just read something and feel connected, right? This is where we train you how to ask those questions. And with those right questions, just connect with yourself, and just there is a shift. And that is one of the reasons. There is no guarantee you learn NLP and become an NLP practitioner, you will be successful. There's no guarantee. Because NLP doesn't work like that. It's like you go to the gym for 2 days, 3 days, and you expect you will have a great muscle. No, you need to be consistent. That is why I started with practicing NLP as a Master Trainer of NLP, which is the highest title. There's nothing beyond. I still practice NLP. I still make sure it's a part of my life because I'm a leader. And as a leader, I need to make sure I need to inspire my community through my own experiences. So I make sure I every month I read at least 4 books on NLP every month. So I have to keep me updated what's happening, right? So this is very important for me. So it's all about practicing what you learn.
All right. So you were asking something. I could see it.
Yes. So there always is a question coming because I am still, stuck in one of those side alleys with whatever Suren was talking about, how Indian influences are the way, we look at life. Also has roots or also finds meaning through NLP. Is there something around mantras that you've been able to sort of work with and say how it fits into the NLP structure? Just a flying question that came by. I'd love to, put your thoughts to it.
So your question is related to the mantra from scriptures or from NLP?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So, however you would like to process it, my thoughts was, the chanting, the constant aspect of, the number of times you repeat something, the way it gets done, because Sanskrit, as we know it, is a language that one word has multiple meanings. Right. The way it is pronounced, whether you slowly pronounce it or quickly pronounce it, as a way in which it moves our body. So how's that space in terms of, the NLP bit?
Yeah. So NLP is a framework, right? It's a tool and it's a subjective experience. So when you learn NLP, you can connect with whoever you are, whatever religion you follow, whatever. It doesn't matter. So as my practices, because I also practice my spiritual practices, and I'm also one of my guru is Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev. So I'm a Isha volunteer as well, and I do a lot of practices. So one of the things which makes NLP very powerful is the way you visualize, which we call creative visualization. And there's a tool called as future pacing. Future pacing means you have to see the future in advance, as if it's happening, and you have to use your 3 senses: what you see, what you hear, and what you feel. So 3 senses make it stronger. So for example, when you chant some chantings, anything, right? So we chant through our words so that we have a vibration within us and we connect with that. So that is why feel it. So whatever you do, doesn't matter if you're saying internally or externally, always remember, focus on your 3 senses. You need to visualize that clearly. So for example, if I am chanting, I also chant only with the visuals. That is very powerful for me. And I have experienced it is more stronger than actually general chanting. It's so powerful, visualizing those mantra, then hearing the mantra internally, and that feeling the sensation in the body. You need to check where exactly is the location. Sometimes it's in your chest, sometimes in your hands, doesn't matter. But always remember 3 senses. So you need to see the mantra internally, hear it, feel it. Connection of 3 will actually make the future pacing strong. So it's like you're manifesting that thing advance. Whatever is going to happen in the future, you're manifesting it now, in this moment. Because NLP believes there is no such thing called time. There is no such thing called past, present, or future. It says everything is the moment. Everything moment. And that is where we have a technique called as now pattern, which means whatever technique we do, always we use the word now, now, now. Because mind understand the language of now. And when you say now, even though in the future or the past, mind is in the present.
What is catching my interest in here is that we are talking about NLP, and we, as you said, that it has to be constantly practiced as well. Since otherwise you end up losing your grip on it,
Yeah.
right? So like supposedly, like people have learned about NLP and they're practicing it, and life is going good for them, but due to certain unforeseeable circumstances, they lose out on it and they lose their flow, right? And again, those crippling thoughts are coming back to them, and they are going again in the negative frame of mind and blaming. But how things work, I don't want to expand on that, but how things work, how difficult it will be for them to come back and start. Is it starting from scratch, or NLP is something that has already been provided to you and you already have the system set up in your mind because you've gotten rid of it? All these things can come back. Is it possible?
Yes. So this is a very important question, because a lot of people, any learning, be it any learning, there is a pattern where we break the pattern. We have a gap, and it's sometimes difficult. With NLP, the beauty of NLP is when you actually learn NLP, you are actually experiencing NLP, because NLP is not a subject. NLP is something which is experience, because it is within us. It is within us. It's and when you learn NLP, people always say, "Wow, it is something I already know. Now I have a structure." So it is all about self-awareness. So with NLP techniques, what happens is you are actually unconsciously practicing. Actually, just that conscious mind is saying, I forgot it. I'm not aware of it. But unconscious is working. Now, for your conscious mind to keep it active, what we do is every month we have a community practice sessions, which we offer as a complimentary. Every month they can come, they can join it, they can ask questions, they can practice. So this is what we created as a community. Apart from that, when people sign up for our courses, we give them the LMS account where they can go back, learn whatever they want. So yes, for them to remember, we have certain processes which helps. At the same time, techniques are designed in such a way, Inayat, it just happens. It's so unconscious. You don't have to think anything because it's happening unconsciously within you. So that's why it's a pattern. It just happened.
But you also mentioned the fact that that it is a very rapid switch that you said, that why NLP work is because about the phobia removing exercises that you guys do, and it has really helped people, and you have seen case studies yourself. So what I'm curious to know, like how fast the switch happens of removing the phobia. The switch can also reverse back and the phobias can come in, right?
Yes, why not? Phobias can come in. In fact, I have one case, where this was actually a program in Goa, where there's a group of 25 people. They came to Goa, and I did my phobia cure with a cat. There was a cat phobia for one of the participants. And
Okay.
I actually helped her, and she was like done with the phobia. Now, next day, what happened? The guys wanted to test it. So she was in her room. She was done with the phobia. She was like, I'm done, relax. But they wanted to test, so she opened the door and they literally got the cat, and actually cat was on.
Throw it on her.
Yes. No, this was a new trigger which was created for her. The earlier phobia is gone, but this is a new trigger. For the new trigger, yes, then we need to do some process again, so that with one process it will just go. But the old phobia goes away. The reason is like scratching the neural pathway. Once you scratch the pathway, mind is not able to actually understand. For example, let me give you a metaphor. Let's say you are on the main road and you want to go to home. Now, on the other side of the road is your home, and in between you have a cornfield. So you have to cross the field. So it's first time, it's very difficult for you to cross it, and then somehow you create a pathway. Now what happens is, after 21 times, you don't have to put efforts. You just move and there is a road. But one fine day, what happens is the landlord of the farm comes in between with the gun. And what you do, you just run to the road and you go to the other side and you reach to the other side of the home. And then you realize I have a new road now, I have a new pathway, and your mind is not able to
Mm-hmm.
focus on that. So what we do in the technique is we actually create scratches in your memory. And when we create scratches in your memory, the mind can see it, but it doesn't know how to respond. You still see the fear, you still see the phobia, but mind is not able to create the same response, same trigger, because the response is changed. It's reprogrammed in such a way the meaning of it is changed. So it still has the trigger, but the meaning is different.
Interesting, interesting, very interesting. Mm-hmm.
And
How wonderful our brain is.
Yes, yes, it is. And that is what is very exciting for me, because the kind of fulfillment I get from all batches when people come for the course, they come to learn NLP. When they go back, they actually release a lot of unwanted thing which is within them, and they feel so connected. I think that is very important. That's why NLP, more than a career, is a mission for me. Where we create more transformers from different domains, right? From coaching field, therapist, healer, they come
Mm-hmm.
learn NLP, and they add a lot of value to their clients, and that is very important, because not everywhere I will go and do that, but our students go and they learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Suren, I just had this interesting question because you've trained multiple people. They've been, the cat story and, the cat coming back into the equation. I love that example of the neural pathway where somebody stands with a gun and then you're learning something new or a new pathway. Has there been a space where, one of your students has asked you something, shared something that has been a new way of looking at things, or a new revelation, or something that you remembered that you'd forgotten as a technique or a learning? So I'm curious to know about that side of.
Of course, and in fact, in every batch this happens. There are
Hmm.
super students who ask quality question, and we tend to learn. There are a lot of occasions. I think one of the things which I learned from one of my students, and throughout I learn from them. One is Mr. Anup Talwar. He's already a corporate trainer more than 20 years, and when he joined NLP, you know what, he was asking me some creative questions, and he was more of a visual person, asking from the perspective of pictures, and I'm more of a kinesthetic person. I need to make sure I feel what I speak. And I realized when we were giving him the task, everything he used to create in the form of pictures. And this is where I realized some people, they learn something only through pictures. And then
I'm that person.
yeah, and it was like wonderful to see, because everything, all his assignments were in terms of pictures. And when I took his assignment and I told my team I would like to go review his, and I had a lot of amazing learning. I started modeling that assignment, modeling through him the way he learns, because he was into mind map, he was into a lot of other things, and I learned from his more than question, more of his actually applications of learning NLP, and then I started doing that. This is how it is. I remember one of the participant uh, who is from Goa, and he was actually a gold medalist in Goa University, and he was following the PhD for his literature, and his questions were so much deep rooted to the culture of Goa, which I didn't, being a Goan, I didn't know, but because he was a participant and he was a Goan and he was doing a PhD, I could explore a lot through him. So there are a lot of different contexts, different areas where we learn, and I have learned from everyone, and there are always aha moments.
Oh, fascinating, fascinating. I'll just steal another question from this, because you said this go and space, right? So, my way of learning a language, and say possibly your way of learning a language, and are the same. So, North Goa, South Goa has possibly the same language, but then the way we speak it, the nuances, the jargons that come between, the idioms, so all that make a big difference, right? So, in the way we process stuff. um, so in terms of the linguistic space, is it something that becomes a challenge, or is that something that is overarched by NLP, or taken care of?
So your question is related to the Goan languages and NLP?
No, as in the same language can be interpreted multiple ways, right? So
Yes.
if I am so looking at, say, one of the words in one of the language,
Yeah.
because we're looking at linguistics, So two people listening to the same thing can interpret it
Yes.
quite differently,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah, the comprehension is not the same. That's what he's trying to say, I
yeah.
think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
NLP is a subject which comes from US. So it's an English language. So although we have translations of NLP, in our community we have trainers who teach NLP in 9 languages: Arabic, Malayalam,
Mm.
Wow.
Tamil,
Mhm.
Telugu. We have one Arabic which is international, but rest 7 are Indian, apart from uh, the English language. Uh, the concept wise, it's always good to learn the original language, which is English, because NLP has come from the Western side, right? Once people understand the basics of NLP, you teach them what is NLP. Actually, it happens in such a way you connect the way you are. That's it. And that's where NLP is successful. And that is because NLP doesn't come in academics, where exactly what I teach you should understand. No, that's not the purpose of NLP. The purpose of NLP is the outcome of my audience. They should understand what I am teaching, and then they should be able to connect what they want. Like, for example, when
Mhm.
coaches come, they feel so connected with NLP because they love it. Because they already have a perception how the question works. They enjoy.
Yeah.
But some people who
Mhm.
doesn't come back from the background of coaching, like in the last batch, we have people from theater background. They don't know what is coaching. For them, NLP is all about stagecraft, how we play on stage,
Mhm.
how we change the state management, facial expressions, the way we speak. And because language is not only verbal, right? It's also the non-verbal, because 93% of our communication is subconscious, right? So this is how the theater artists they were taking. So everyone takes the way they want, and that is what our outcome is actually. People come from different domain, they should be able to understand the way they are, and they connect with that.
Mm.
So it's what you take from NLP, basically, having a perception on what you want to learn,
That's it.
right? So, so in this actually a question coming from a friend of mine. So she's going through a difficult time because she just had a child and she's trying to come back to her life. So she asked me this question that, Inayat, I'm thinking of doing NLP, and she's like, oh, will it help me? So if somebody is coming to me and asking this question that what exactly is NLP and how can it help them? So in the most standard and basic form, what do I tell them? What is the best explanation I give to them that can help them understand what the subject is and how it can help them?
Yeah, Inayat. So the simplest language is the way I tell people is you have a life, but you don't have a remote control of your life. So what if you get that
Mm-hmm.
remote control? That's it. So that you can change the
Mm-hmm.
channels you want. So right now the channels you are running in your mind is frustration or irritation or depression, and you are only able to see that because frequency is matching only with that. How about having a
Mm-hmm.
brand new remote where you can choose which channel you want and just press it and you can see that. That's it. So NLP is all about that. It just gives you your channels. It doesn't believe in installation. It only believes in
Mm-hmm.
hallucination, what you want. NLP is all about outcome. What do you want? Okay, this is the remote control. You just play whatever you want
Mm-hmm.
and just enjoy.
Hmm. And so if someone is not having that clarity of what they want and what they want to achieve, and they're just going with the flow, like whatever the life is and however they're feeling, very impromptu. So, how does NLP help you bring that clarity?
Yeah, so we basically ask some quality questions, right? We have a structure of questions which we ask them if they are not able to identify. Because for some people, not necessarily they have an outcome to achieve something through NLP. There are some people, they say,
Mm-hmm.
I have no outcome. I just want to experience NLP. So that is one of the thing we ask them, what do you want to experience? So some people say, I want to experience how to bring my confidence out. I I want to make
Hmm.
sure that I bring my energy out. I'm lost in my life and I don't know how to come out. We just ask them,
Hmm.
whatever you feel, what is important for you, just tell me. And what I do is based on that, in that situation, especially when people come to me, I actually demonstrate some NLP activity to them, NLP technique to them. So they see the difference immediately. Immediately they see.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, I give a simple activity of lemon, how the mind works. So I tell them, okay, just close your eyes now. And I tell them, imagine you are in a kitchen and there is a refrigerator. Open the refrigerator, feel the breeze.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lemon. Close the door. Slice this lemon into two half. smell it, and now squeeze the lemon on your tongue, taste it. And you know what? They actually, in the imagination, they're creating a taste. And
I was doing that.
exactly this happens when I talk to them, and they're like, wow. I said, this is NLP. NLP is not a subject. NLP is something which is within you. What happens here is we are teaching you something which you are not aware, so that you can change the way you can change certain things. Structure is important. NLP actually gives you a structure. Follow the structure and you see that I'm the same person. I'm not changed. I'm the same person, but I'm aware now. I'm aware who I am, what do I want, so that I can only focus on that. So NLP is that remote control. That's it. So whatever you want, you can focus on.
Would you say it's kind of hypnosis or it's different? That's a completely different subject.
Yeah. So,
Or is it a part of it is used in it?
well, hypnosis is something which is highly related with NLP because it's all about transit. We don't use the word hypnosis in NLP. The reason, especially in some like India and some countries, the name of hypnosis through the movies is being spoiled. People are
Yeah.
scared the moment I say, "Oh, I'll practice hypnosis."
मेरे पैसे चुरा लेगा.
कुछ तो है. Yeah. People don't realize that mind needs hypnotic
Yeah.
state, right? 60 to 70% conscious time we are in hypnotic state. It is important. So in
Yeah.
NLP, instead of hypnosis, we use the word trance. So we say it's a trance state. So NLP has evolved from psychotherapy and hypnosis. So the roots of NLP is from psychology, the psychotherapy, and hypnosis. And NLP has created a model. NLP is a pseudoscience. So even psychologists actually they say, okay, let's keep NLP as a pseudoscience, and we are okay. Spirituality, NLP, hypnosis all come in pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience.
So here we don't use the word hypnotic, we say trance state. So it is highly connected. There are slight differences in hypnosis, the processes of, because it's all about dealing with your mind. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the same concept, just like it's like two different gravies of the same meat.
You know, what is this is prompting me to do? Ask you if you can help me, demonstrate NLP and like if we are recording this, if on either of us, if Sunil wants to volunteer or I volunteer, I'm curious to practice this if you are okay with it.
Oh, definitely, I would love to. If you guys in the audience would like to experience as well, we can do.
Yeah.
We can experience the. For some people, it can be hypnosis. For someone, it can be the NLP language. We need to understand it's all about how we are communicating with our mind. So let's do a quick technique. So what I'll do is I'll do a technique which is creative visualization in NLP. So because you guys already have a future picture of you, who you are, what do you want to achieve, certain things in your life, right? So with this technique, we can manifest them. We can make it very strong. And I always tell my students, this technique which I'm practicing now, if they practice it 21 days, the general number, 3 weeks, consistently, morning and evening.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
That's like 21 days. Yeah.
Yeah, 21. In fact, the result comes within 8 days, actually, if you practice.
Oh,
21 days because it's a good number. That's why we say 21 days. But result comes in 7, 8 days. But it needs consistency. And we have seen if people maintain it for 3 weeks, there is a huge result. There is a massive result. Okay. So are you ready? Are you guys ready to experience it? Okay.
Yes. I'm excited about it.
And even the audience, if it's live and recorded and they want to, they can do it as well. You can do it opening the eyes and closing the eyes, whatever you feel comfortable. Okay. The first thing which is important here is you need to have a clear picture of what do you want to achieve.
Okay, I need a minute for that.
Once you guys are ready, you don't have to tell me. You have to keep it within you, but you should have a picture. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to be. Something which is very, very motivating.
But do you have to give yourself a time frame?
No, time frame you have to decide. So it can be for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. It all depends on you. So you can decide, this is what I want. This is my time frame. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Sunil, for you as well? Good. Great. So
All good, all good.
the way you're comfortable, close your eyes and just relax. And as you relax, focus on your breathing. Have a deep relax. Just feel the sensation of deep relaxed within you. Good. And you feel relaxed. See how your body is so calm, relaxed. Now imagine you are seeing the future from here. And in front of you, there is a big banner. And on this banner is your future goal. Put that picture of your future goal on that banner. And see what you can see. See as if your goal is already achieved. See the surroundings. Make the picture brighter. If you can hear some sounds, hear them the way you want to hear. People complimenting you. And feel the sensation. And now, slowly go towards that picture. Go closer towards it. Slowly, slowly, and slowly. And now, slowly enter inside the picture as if the goal is already achieved. See your life, how it is, as if you achieved it now. Now see the surroundings, how your lifestyle has changed. Hear people's compliment now. Hear the way you want to hear it. Feel the sensation in your body. And you feel extremely good. Hold it within you. Feel it. And let the feeling be there. Slowly come back to now. And as you come back to now, open your eyes. Good. How was it for you guys?
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, but I have a certain thing that I felt. So I was feeling good, but in my mind, I don't know where this thought penetrated that this is not the reality, and it stopped.
This can happen because we are consciously active now. And we are doing.
Okay.
This process is very
Mm-hmm.
powerful when you trust your subconscious mind. You just have to surrender. And this can happen for the first time because we are thinking about something which for some people is not real. It is very true. It can happen in life. For that, we have to trust
Okay.
subconscious mind. The reason I'll tell you, even though something which we think, let's say our fears and anything else, that's also not real.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happening with you,
Yeah.
right? So for some people, it will take some time. But when they actually
Yeah.
practice, that's why we say 21 is a good number. You see, it will become a part of you.
Okay.
So what you're saying, Suren, is that like similar to this practice saying visualizing that space, that visualization has to be done 21 days or 8 days.
Yes.
Minimum.
With the visualization, it's not the pictures, it's the sound, it's the feelings. Three senses.
Three senses. Yeah.
Because a lot of people visualize, they can't connect because of the sound is not strong. They have to
Correct.
hear some sound. It can be people involved or your own sound, or because it should make you feel I'm there, and you should feel some sensation. If three,
I think it's a three senses that you connect with NLP. It's kinesthetic, visual, and auditory.
Exactly.
So all the three senses that you're circling and connecting.
we call it V.
Understood.
That's right, visual, auditory, kinesthetic.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I will experiment with this, Suren.
Yeah, even I will try it. Yeah. I think with practice, you might get rid of the thoughts that goes in your mind.
And that is one of the reasons what I do is on my Instagram account, I record a 1-minute reel on NLP tips. And this is one of the techniques. So people can actually listen to my voice and do it as well initially.
Guided meditation.
Yeah, because when it's guided, it's clearer. It's you can when you're doing it on your own, you're always like, oh, at least to me, because I have a tendency to overthink.
Yes.
So I have 100 things going on in the back of my mind. I think, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
But when there's a guidance going on, you're just blank and following the voice.
Absolutely, it will just work.
Yeah. I'm sure of that.
I think it was wonderful to experience that. So I've been harping about this idea, saying I want to retire at 40, which is another 7 years from now. So I'm trying to figure out, saying, hey, how do I get there? So yeah, you'll have to wait for 7 years to get to see where this visualization has happened the way I wanted it, or better than what I thought it was.
The beauty of the mind is, Sunil, even if you think about 7 years, for your mind there is no such thing as time. It will give you a deja vu feeling again and again. Oh, I have already experienced it. I already experienced, because mind actually cannot differentiate the difference between what is real versus what is imagination. That is one of the reasons these techniques are very powerful. Just that you have to believe in it. You have to believe that it is for me. It is a part of
It's focusing your attention
focus
there.
your
Yeah,
attention. Then only it works. When you feel it, because visualization doesn't work only with pictures. It actually becomes powerful with the feelings. And if the feeling is not powerful, no manifestation will not. In fact, it can backfire you. If you have something and your feelings are scary, it can backfire you. So you have to be very careful about what you want, and you need to feel it genuinely. And it can happen within 7 years, because there is no time frame. It will just happen. You will just attract some opportunities in such a way, it will just happen.
Wow. I think I'm still also, this also have holding on to that idea that you said in NLP, there is no concept of time. Everything is now.
Yes.
That for me was a very, very fascinating thought process. And maybe because we've gone through it, and here you were there with us, right? So you were the person who was taking us or initiating us through this. Is it also I don't know if that's the right word to use, safe for somebody to look at Instagram videos from people and directly try it out, or is it better to have somebody initiate them to that, and then after a little bit of learning they can go back?
Beauty of NLP is not a therapy. So although a lot of people call NLP as therapy, but NLP is not a therapy. NLP is a process which can be used in therapy. So that's why it is very safe. So all the techniques which we present on Instagram or YouTube, all are simple tricks, simple processes which can easily help you. At the most, you will not get any result, but they are still safe. They're still safe. That's it. Although there are certain deep processes like timeline therapy, one of the powerful technique of NLP, where it takes minimum 30 minutes for us to do the process, where we take the person in the timeline, in the childhood. Let's say there is a abuse, there is a guilt, there is a trauma. Then we need to release the trauma. So to release the trauma, we need to take them in a trance, and 30 minutes of trance techniques. It is like the client is there.
Yeah, I've experienced that one. I've experienced that one. They're like you mute it and
Exactly.
things like that.
For certain processes, you need to actually experience it through the right coach, right practitioner. But the simple techniques, you can just go with the tools, and you will just follow it and just experience. That is enough, because it's the outcome again. If your outcome is to learn NLP, you just go and learn from the right coach. But when you want to just experience NLP, there are a lot of tools available. We can actually practice safer.
Suren, what I'm curious to know about is NLP for people who are already having, certain mental disorders like bipolarity or schizophrenia or like ADHD and things like that. Can NLP help in any way, like, or is it not recommended for people with, these kind of disorders?
NLP does it has own challenges, like this kind of different issues people go, right from bipolar, ADHD. At the same time, we have a lot of students who have come and learn NLP. There are certain areas with the common things in their life, the way their self-talk is, simple things. At least NLP helps them to get rid of those minor things. But deep related issues where they are not able to take control of their mind, they need the right therapy, right medicines. They need a psychiatrist. That is important. A lot of my psychiatrist friends, they send some of their clients to me, because they feel that person doesn't need right now therapy, not the psychiatry. They need little coaching, or they need little NLP tools. So we don't claim that in our earth that this will happen. At the same time, we have some experiences where people who are struggling with the mental health, they have experienced it, and they feel the intensity of the challenge they are going through have reduced.
So, but we can say it helps you manage the symptoms better.
It just helps you to manage those symptoms. It doesn't cure the symptom.
Okay. It's about managing it.
We don't claim. There are a lot of claims where people have claimed they have cured a lot of things. End of the day, you can't claim it is only because of NLP, because there are a lot of modalities, combined practices you do it. NLP is one the tool which helps you to actually take care of your language, so that you take care of your mind in that movement. But rest of the things you need other support.
So, what has been your biggest challenge for to learn and to teach in NLP?
Well, the biggest challenge for me in the initial stage to learn was actually the big concept of NLP, because it's a deeper. There are different levels of NLP, right? From the practitioner, master,
Hmm.
then trainer. Because I don't come with the background of training in IELTS. I have not come. NLP is my starting career. So the biggest challenge was handling the corporate clients. That was biggest challenge, because I was not able to
Hmm.
understand the language, how the corporate work, because I have never worked in corporate, and now
Yeah.
corporate clients, and now when I go and train CEOs, things are different. But those were the days. It was a kind of challenge where I was not able to understand certain things, because I had no perception how the nature of the corporate work. So my biggest challenge was that, because I've never worked with them. But over a period now, when I deal with them, I know I'm the expert of something which they are not. Like doctors, one of the luxurious wellness resort from India is my client, and we train all their doctors, and the doctor train all the celebrities, all because it's a luxurious wellness resort, you know, and they give us a
Mhm.
great feedback. And sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I've never thought NLP can do this, because I just shared what I knew, and those doctors added their element, and they made something wonderful out of it, and that's the beauty, where I realize, and I tell my students every time, you don't need to be mastered at everything, but you need to make sure you are master at what you are actually doing. Just do that, leave it, it will just happen.
Wow, wow. It's like, a piece of fabric and all kinds of garments are coming out of
Yes,
it.
exactly.
If I have to use that with an analogy.
Exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Then we've talked quite a lot about the roles of NLP, how NLP entered into your life, and I think I am famous for asking questions that are slightly out of the topic, right? So I will ask you this: if you were to divide your life into each one a decade, and each decade had a book that you were writing. Uh, what would be the titles of each of those books? Subtle way to ask your age, but not so subtle way to ask your age.
So, so your question is to do with what kind of book I will write as per the decade.
Yes. So if you had to look back at your life
Yeah.
and write a book for each decade.
Yeah. So I think the current decade, which we are going through, we are into new era, new decade, and I call this is the decade of Avengers. No more superheroes. You alone cannot grow as a superhero or a Wonder Woman. You need a team of Avengers for one goal. So my book will be, and in fact that is the book I'm publishing. Mind Your Language.
Wow.
I love the title.
Interesting.
That's my book
Interesting.
title, Mind Your Language, because nowadays people feel, and now the new era of Gen Z's which is coming, the new generation which is coming, right? We need to change the way we are communicating with us first before we communicate with the new generation, because we need to understand. We can't give an excuse, we don't understand. No, we can. So so that's why for this decade my book is a Mind Your Language, so that if you become flexible in any decade, just by changing the way you communicate with yourself, you can still produce result. Doesn't matter from which generation you come. So that will be my book for this decade, Sunil.
Wow. Very interesting. Fascinating. No, mind your language and
Please ask you about other decades also.
Yeah, for the other decades, definitely I'll come with, and I mean, currently, I think this is very important. Where first we need to clean a lot of stuff within us. We have created a lot of garbage within
Yeah.
us, and we have borrowed that from unwanted people. And nowadays, people want to do just to show off, right? But we have to get rid of it, and we need to clean ourselves. So that's why minding your language is important. And when you take care of you, then you, because you are connected with different people, right? It's a community. So it's very important that as a leaders, we have to first lead ourselves within us, and then only we can touch the people's life. So that's why it's very important now. This is very important for this decade, and I think rest of the thing will just happen as we move ahead.
Hmm. Hmm.
Awesome. I love that, title, Mind Your Language is something beautiful. So, and then you have brought a very interesting question saying the garbage bit as well as how do we communicate with Gen Zs, which I think I also see as a problem because when I go for training and I work with some of them, there seems to be a space saying there's, at least how we perceive it, is that there's lack of motivation. And one of my experiences was when I had a call with somebody and they said, I don't think you care enough about them.
Wow.
So that was something that was very interesting for me. And I had to switch the way I was moving. And I don't know if that's actually changed something, but I sense a change in the way I am approaching them. So very much so, very pertinent in the way we, all of us are looking at the next generation of people, next generation of our kids. Space.
But I think, Suren, you very rightly said that, we have to really look within ourselves because a lot of times I think we see the world with our own filter,
Yeah.
not realizing that, a lot of corrections are needed within rather than finding faults in everybody else because, it's very easy to point fingers at everybody else rather than, correcting yourself and correcting your outlook towards them. So have that flexibility of accepting and exchanging knowledge, but first learn and understand yourself because that's the most important, and that's how you grow. I think that's what I understand of NLP.
Yeah, and this is very important for us to know because nowadays, once upon a time, if you see last 5-7 years, we were more into Facebook. We wanted to have a
Vanity is really kicked in.
exactly
Hmm.
now the trend is in such a way the inner world is very important, and I practice something called as inner connections of me, right from the childhood to now. How many friends
Hmm.
I have within me, and when I see myself, I have such a great friends within me, such a great connections within me, and that is the most important connection we want from within us because that's your real life. Otherwise you'll miss the life by seeing the life which is outside, but that's not life. That's the perception what is the
Hmm.
life for you. But something which is within you, just have those connection. And when I see my old childhood connection of me, oh, I was this, I am this, I am this, I am this, and now I'm here, and I play with them. It's
Hmm.
like the Leela which Sri Krishna has to do, and that's the connection
Hmm.
you feel from within, that I am connected.
Yeah. Hmm. So this is just out of curiosity, like since you're talking about talking within and looking within ourselves, but a lot of times when in life that we are not humans don't have a constant state of emotions. We go up and down. So a lot of times, it's very difficult to pull ourselves out from a certain mindset. And not everybody knows about NLP. Not everybody practices NLP. It's only a handful of people or coaches who know about the subject and know the reality. So for people like them, who are stuck in a certain set of emotion and they want to extract themselves from that in order to see a little bit of light in their life. Do you have any suggestions for people like that? What can they do? Where can they start from?
Yeah, I'll share the secret here, Inayat, okay, which I've been practicing and tell others. Because when you are in that panic state, when in the state when you don't know what to do, no positivity works, nothing works, no NLP, and you can't even think at that time. That's the moment. The only thing which works
Yeah.
and which is very important in life is a breathing. If we learn how
Hmm.
to take care of a breath, especially when you're into negative state. So sometimes when you have anxiety, when you have a fear about the future,
Panic
panic
attacks.
attack,
Hmm.
a breathing pattern changes very fast. The first thing we should do is, I always tell people, practice yoga, at least practice basic meditation. How you can calm down only with your breathing. If you take care of your breath, your mind will also take care, will be in control. So I feel in that moment, which many people I've seen, in that moment they don't know what to do. That time you need to pause your thoughts, and it can only happen with the breathing patterns, how you change, how you take care of your breath. And with the breath, you'll see a massive shift. And then the new thoughts are open. Then there's a layers of NLP.
Hmm.
Then we say, now you can think about it. Otherwise, it will create a lot of conflict because you are not in control of yourself. And breath will take care of
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. So, Suren, I want to go also a little bit of who you are, right? So, you said NLP brings you to who you are. rather than what you do. So if I had to give you that who you are as a wide bandwidth of whatever, however you want to answer it, who is Suren? So who is Suren?
I think I'm a person who like to know others, connect with them, listen to them. I enjoy people's different challenges, what they go through, especially the pain. I like to listen to their pain. Most of the time, more than success story, I like to listen to the pain. Just not because,
The
yeah,
vulnerability.
just not because I have something to offer, but I feel when you genuinely listen to someone when they are in pain, uh, you can actually feel them and have an intention to do something. So I'm more of a person who feel for others and like to do something for them, what I can do with who I am. And for that, I personally feel I'm more of a feeler who first feel within, because my journey started with me. That's why I'm telling this, because I have no career. I was struggling in my life. I had no future. Actually, this was way back. That was I was thinking, because of my being school dropout and a lot of other challenges. I overcome that. And now when I listen to pain, the painful stories of people, I feel that I can help them as I listen to them. So I'm more of a feeler and a transformer. So this is what I'm very confident about me. And somehow it's not only NLP, is the nature of us, the nature of intention. And I feel that this all concept which we are learning, they are required for us, but internally something beyond those titles are very important. And I think this is where your intention plays an important role, and my intention is only to support people, help people. And when I see I am a transformer, I am a feeler, this gives me a good feeling that I can help anyone. That's it.
Wow. There's so many aspects where I'm like, transformer, feeler, listening, and, how your own journey has enabled you here. Um, there's something about school dropouts, huh? They changed the world.
Yes.
But you know what amazes me, Suren, and as you said that your family has been a lot into teaching, and as we started the conversation, and your sister's also teacher, and a lot of your relatives are into teaching. But I feel you are into teaching as well.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
know that is somehow has come to you and your family. You are teaching the world and how beautiful it is, and how to look within and
Yes.
manage our emotions and be the best versions of ourselves.
You're right, Vinay.
And I think, yeah. And I think with this, we are good to close our session. Sunil, do you have any more questions for Suren?
I continue to have a lot of questions, but I think for this podcast, we can always close it here. I am looking forward to the Goa Villa, going to these places there, meeting Suren in person, and
Yes, yes, yes,
so
yes, definitely. I think that's going to be on my visiting list next time I'm visiting Goa. And even Akhilesh is also there, so
Yes.
we can
we
all
can
meet together.
Yes. Achilles is
absolutely.
there, and Achilles, you know his story. Somehow we connected.
Yes.
Friends. He came to Goa, and now he's settled here. So we welcome you here. And once you come to this, you see a different part of Goa, which is beyond what.
Definitely, definitely. It's all about chilling and partying for us whenever you're visiting Goa.
That's always there. That's always there. There's always, and you see the different part when you guys come. We would like to host you guys. Please feel free.
Definitely, definitely. No, no, no. We will definitely connect. But with this, we'll close our session. Thank you so much, Suren, for a lovely, lovely conversation. Learned a lot today, and for the beautiful exercise that you taught us. And I think I'm going to use that. I really want to try it. Actually, 21 days. And we must continue with Sunil. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think Suren, lovely catching up with you. It almost feels like I know you for quite a long time, and we know each other for quite a long time. Even though it's the first time we're actually, sitting with each other. So lovely to, know you, and quite a lot of learnings. I think I'll have to sit and re-listen to the podcast and say, okay, what
yeah.
additional lessons I need to learn with. So
I second that. All
Thank you
right,
so
so you
much.
can subscribe to us. We are on Instagram, we are on Apple Podcasts, and we are on YouTube and Spotify. Please be the change, listen to our conversations that spark change. And thank you so much, Suren. Thank you so much, Sunil. And with this, we'll close our today's episode.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.